Hi, I'm Dr. Lori Schwartz-Reichel. My career began in music education where I learned the importance of a key change, a shift, in the tonal center of a piece of music, often used to inject energy or produce significance. Eventually, I realized the impact of making key changes in all areas of my life and the desire to help others do the same. Making key changes can be difficult. I certainly don't have all the answers, but I do like to pose questions for reflection and offer actionable key changes for us to attempt in both our working and living situations. Together, we can unlock our greatest potential in collaboration with those we love, serve, and lead. Let's discover how we can grow together by making key changes. If you are into fitness, you are familiar with the phrase cardio day. For this podcast, it's review day. If you are an avid listener of the show, then you know that every 5th episode we review the previous 4 episodes. This allows us to spend a bit more time on a particular subject and ensure that we are making the necessary key changes to grow. As I continue to say, reviewing is necessary for learning. It transfers the information we have been presented and moves it from short-term to long-term memory. This encourages us to retain the knowledge we gain. Typical personal or professional development, which often includes a once-and-done approach, is not enough. Yet, an opportunity for review rarely happens with adult learning. When learners of any age are encouraged to revisit a topic of interest or need, it helps reinforce the concepts and provides additional avenues for reflection and growth. For our review day, think of how you can continue to reflect on a topic and keep growing. Thank you for listening to this podcast and sharing it with others, especially those you love, serve, or lead. Review episodes are a great way for new listeners to get caught up. So episodes number 5, number 10, number 15, and so on are ways to review. Here we go with episode number 50. The last few episodes were about listening, believing, and preparing for the new year. In episode number 46, From the Mouths of Babes, we discovered key changes we can make to ask questions of those we love, serve, or lead, and then allow those answers to guide our future actions. My children and I enjoyed making that podcast episode for you. It demonstrated that everyone wants to be heard, seen, and valued for their thoughts, feelings, and contributions. It also encouraged me to be more present with my children. My 7-year-old son said that when I don't spend time with him, he gets mad or sad. If I am on my device, he feels as though I am ignoring him. He said he'd like me to play with him more. This is a goal of mine for the new year. My 9-year-old daughter said she likes it when I assist with her activities and write her a note in her lunchbox. I will continue to be consistent with these habits. My daughter also commented about my device use and that this makes her feel sad, as if I don't love her when I'm on it. She told me to focus more on her. Again, this is a key change I hope to improve this year. In episode number 47, Believe, we discussed how we can believe in ourselves to make necessary key changes in our lives and believe in others to do so too. We considered 5 key changes we can make as the calendar year ended to focus on ourselves and loved ones, rather than grinding through to the very end. These key changes could apply to any time of year, such as before a vacation, spring break, the end of a project, or the close of the school year. Key change number 1 is to finish necessary work, such as any business or work that must be completed before the planned break. Key change number 2 is to make a list of what can wait. If something is not of an immediate need, then it can wait. This procrastination may be exactly what you need to relax before the planned break. Creating a list of necessary future tasks will allow you to not forget about them during your break and possibly to return to them with a fresh perspective and new motivation. Key change number 3 is to reflect on the year or event. Hopefully, you can find the time and space away from others to reflect when needed. Consider your achievements and failures. What were your strengths and limitations? What did you do? What did you not do? What could you do more of? What could you do without? Key change number 4 is to consider your new one word. Last week, in episode number 49, titled A Word to the Wise, we selected our one word for the year. But as the year goes on, changing your word may be necessary to continue to grow. Key change number 5 is to set up a plan. This can include scheduling out tasks on a calendar, using an app to help, setting an alarm, or enlisting the support of others. In episode number 48, A New or Renewed You Awaits, we considered which idea appealed to us more, a renewed you or the new you. A new you might express personal growth, transformation, and the opportunity for reinvention. It emphasizes self-improvement and making a fresh start as an individual. It's about who you can become, the key changes you want to make, and the version of yourself you want to nurture in the coming year. A renewed you focuses on the notion of building on what's already been established, taking the best parts of who you are and refining them. It's about evolving, not reinventing. It's about revitalizing your outlook on life, your goals, and how you approach the coming months. A renewed you carries a sense of resetting. It means embracing growth, learning, and attempting new experiences. Finally, in episode number 49, A Word to the Wise, we finalized our one word for the year. Hopefully, we shared it with others, and we are applying it to our living, loving, and leading spaces. In those 4 episodes, we learned to include others in our story, believe in ourselves and others, make a plan together to move forward, and select one word to guide us on our new or renewed year. Since I recorded these episodes weeks before they aired, I never shared my one word with you for 2025. Before I do, take a guess what it might be. Walk the talk is an idiom that means to act in accordance with what you say you will do. It's a way to demonstrate consistency between what someone says and what they do. More inclusively, we can think of this process as words to live by, and how our one word can motivate us and guide our lives. I follow the work of Emily Ladau, who is a disability advocate. Born with Larson syndrome, a genetic physical disability, Ladau first ventured into advocacy at a young age as a guest on Sesame Street. She is co-host of the podcast The Accessible Stall and author of the book Demystifying Disability: What to Know, What to Say, and How to Be an Ally. This handbook aims to make the world more inclusive and accessible for people with disabilities by challenging assumptions about disability and encouraging readers to question their preconceptions. I included Ladau's book in my doctoral dissertation, where I addressed student perspectives. Originally, I was going to name this podcast episode Walk the Talk, but Emily Ladau's words to wheel by caused me to rethink this decision and to be more consistent with inclusive language. Ironically, I chose the word consistent as my one word for 2025. This word has always been strong in my professional life, but not so much in my personal life lately. Creeping closer to the age of 50 reminds me that I need to consistently exercise, eat well, and fuel my mind and body. I have written this word down on a few large index cards and placed them in strategic areas throughout my house to remind me of what I want to achieve. What's your word? If you feel comfortable, please share your one word with me through email, text, or direct message. I would love to support you. Many of my friends have begun to share their words with me too. They have all picked incredible words. What one word will you live by? For me, I will be more consistent, specifically with my morning and evening routines, and with some weekday routines with my children. If your word is organize, I believe in you and know that you can be more organized. Begin by organizing a drawer, closet, pantry, your refrigerator, or a few small spaces in your home or workplace. Organize your email inbox or calendar. Clean out your car. If your word is present, I know you can be more present with those you love, serve, and lead by determining ending spots in your daily work. Go back and listen to episode number 1, Productivity versus Presence, for some ideas on this topic. If your word is focus, I know you will accomplish it this year by setting aside the time, resources, and support needed to complete essential tasks. And if your word is bold, do something you've never done before and do your best to enjoy it. Let your one word guide you in making key changes to grow throughout the entire year. If you found this episode helpful or enjoyable, please share it with others. For each episode, access the show notes for some resources. There is also a link to my website and one where you can sign up for the Making Key Changes newsletter to receive weekly content delivered directly to your email inbox each Wednesday. You can also sign up for a mentoring session with me. My main work is public speaking, so if you feel any of my talks or courses would add value to your school district, company, or organization, let's have a conversation. How are we making key changes to live by the one word we selected as motivation for this year? Thanks for listening. If you haven't done so yet, please consider rating and reviewing the Making Key Changes podcast on the Apple Podcasts app. If you found this episode helpful, please consider sharing it with others and joining me again next week. In my coming episodes, I'll discuss topics that are most passionate to me, along with things I've been researching or areas of my life I have changed or want to change. You can learn more about me on my website, makingkeychanges.com. Feel free to message me through there or reach out on social media. I'd love to hear from you and learn about what key changes you hope to make.